What it do? What's good? What's good? Appreciate the like, whoever it was. I'm one for one. One like, one person in. Three people in. Let's get the likes up. All right, 2 likes. I got 2 likes. I got 8 people, 2 likes. Cuz, what up, cuz? Old man Cali in the building. Go subscribe to him. He got good music. Raymond Benjamin, what's good? Let's get the likes up. We're gonna go in today, man. SRG, what's good, bro? LA Sports Live, what up, bro? Great video. Appreciate that, bro. Great video. Go subscribe to LA Sports Live. We put out good work. Steven Scott, what's good? Thank you, Steven Scott. My boy Eric Conquan, the veteran, is in the building. The vet, the crafty veteran, is in the building. SS Robo is in the building. Let's get the likes up. Can I get the 20 likes? Can I get the 20 likes? I need 20 likes. Who winning tonight? I think Golden State gonna win tonight. I do. I think because I think Tatum gonna go off, but I think Golden State gonna win tonight. I just feel that. The Weez brothers was good, bro. The Weez bros was good. Mel Grant is in the building. Can I get the 20 likes? I think Golden State gonna win tonight. I think it'll be a close game, but I think they focus level. I think Boston woke them up, got their attention, and I just think that I think Marcus Smart is gonna cost Boston this game. I feel it. I feel he gonna do something that's gonna turn around the game, and I think it's gonna be some friction, and Golden State gonna take control. George, what up, George? Julian Pratt, what up, bro? See you later. What's good? Thanks, man. Yeah, gotta have top notch information. Gotta be, man. I pride myself on, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, my subscriber count goes slow. It goes up slow. But I feel at the end of the day, it's gonna work out for me. You know what I mean? I have to be honest. I can't be biased. If I like someone, I still got to call it how it is. Cause one thing I noticed about YouTube, what you say now, 3 years from now, come right back on, and people will get you. People be like, "Oh, you changed. You was like this." Like how people switch up. People will call you out on it. One thing these guys on YouTube do a hell of a job, man. So it makes it easy for me just to stay true to myself. Just call it how I see it, and then keep it simple. Like they tell people when they say people lie a lot, they say lying a lot hurts because you got to remember all your lies, and that is hard to do. Remembering all your lies. So you just do the right thing, it become easy. So I just try to do that. It grows slow, but it is what it is, you know. Kev, what up, Kev? What's good? Cop killer. Jonathan, what up? That's a but see the thing about that, Eric, you got a good point. Go at the restricted free agents who didn't play much with they teams, which is good. But the only thing about that is the restricted free agent tying you up. See the difference is Lakers have like a small error for mistakes. I'm glad that they stopped the restricting thing to two days instead of they used to do the thing like a whole week. Now it's like 2 days. You got to say if you're gonna keep a guy, but in 2 days could be crucial because if you're trying to get a guy on a minimum deal, you try and get a guy on a minimum deal, and that 2 days go, and then It's nothing for a team to re-sign a guy on a minimum deal. Unless you talk about with the $6 million exception. Gregory Brown, what up? Unless you talk about the $6 million exception, you know, that's you know, I don't know, unless you talk about that. But as far as the getting minimum guys, it makes it tough, man. He said Reeves for Shimiz Metu. The Lakers wouldn't do that because Austin Reeves became a fan favorite, but Metu definitely a well-rounded, better player that's on the uprise. You can see some players that's on the uprise, and you better get them now. I think Metu this year, he gonna be a guy that he gonna put himself in position next year to get some money. You know what I mean? Q Tweezy 6501 was good. He gonna put himself in position to get some money. Nah, just because they worked him out, Jonathan, that don't means he's that don't means he's coming. They worked him out, you know. I'm not crazy about DJ Will. Tough enough, I like tough guys. Not saying that you have to be a tough guy, but his game, he just he what I like about him, he pretty athletic, but that's about it. You know, he got a little up. But I'm not big on DJ Wilson. I'm not. Now out of everybody worked out yesterday, the best player I like they worked out yesterday was man, I'll get to his name and come to me. I'll walk him down was good. I like Moses Brown. I like Moses Brown because he played with toughness and he can play. I like Moses Brown. I like Moses Brown. Moses Brown is a guy that teams is playing games. I like Moses Brown, Metsu. It's some guys that's like you have like this ready to pop. Like it's like a bubble and they just ready to pop. Lewis King. Out of the guys that worked out yesterday, I think Lewis King is the best player. He's just a guy. This ain't. He came out the league. He came out of college early, and I think that he's a good player. But I just think that out of all the guys that worked out, I like him the best. I like him definitely like him better than DJ Wilson. I like him better than Ezell Johnson, and I like him better than who else they worked out yesterday? Cod 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 guy. He better to me he the best one. No, you could sign a, a restricted free agent, but his the thing is on a veteran minimum. But a guy had to. The thing is, it had to be more than what they make. Let's say a guy that's a restricted free agent make $2 million, and he's been in the league for 2 years. His veteran minimum is 1.7. I don't think you could do that. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think you could do that because like you offer him less money as a restricted free agent. But if he's a restricted free agent, see, you really don't see minimum guys because they either just they pick them guys right back up normally, or they just release their rights. You're right. I agree with you. See you later. The thing is with Russ, I think the Lakers still looking to move him. I know people think that the Lakers ain't looking to move him because he ain't opt in. He gonna eventually gonna have to opt in, and I think that they go to him and be like they have a deal in place. So he's in. It's really no getting around it. I see a lot of people talk about that, be like, "Oh man, Russ can screw. He can't. He can't screw the Lakers. Russ can't screw the Lakers. He got to the 29th, right? And they said he don't have to do it until he like a deal. A team was sit and wait. Let's say the draft is the 23rd. Let's say the 22nd, the Lakers come up with a deal with a team. He didn't pick it up. It's nothing he could do. They go to him and be like, "Yo, Russ, we have this deal lined up for you to go to anywhere. Let's say Indiana. We got a deal lined up. You go to Indiana." He said, "I don't want to go." They tell Indiana they're only waiting like another week. So now they're gonna be like, "Well, the only thing the trade can't happen at draft time, but a deal like that with the Indiana deal, that type deal, I don't think this year draft compensation it don't matter anyway because what you're hearing so far, Indiana ain't giving up no picks, and the Lakers don't want to give up no picks. If the Lakers do give up picks, it will be picks the 27th, so they can wait till the 29th and do it. So it really don't it really don't matter. Like so he's not in position. I hear a lot of people say that, but it's furthest thing from the truth. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you like Johnny Juzang? I don't like him. I think it's way better players than him that we could get. If the Lakers buy a draft pick, and my thing is this. This is another thing I don't get with a lot of Laker fans. I don't understand. I saw a Laker fan. It was on another channel. I forgot what channel it was. It may have been the guy Danny Hoop, some one of them channels, and the guy they went on a guy channel, right? And he was saying that he wants it might have been Laker Chat Sport. It was one of those channels like that. And he said he want the Lakers to pick Kyle Soto. He said, I know. And my thing is this. It's like Laker fans going crazy over this guy. So common sense or to tell you, if they going crazy over him, Laker fans going crazy over him, but he's not projected to get drafted. So if he's not projected to get drafted and the Laker fans going crazy over him, it tells you like, oh, he must not be that good. It's like that's a red flag right there. Like you want this guy that bad for what? If no other teams, he's not even projected to be top 60 pick in the draft. So what it is about this guy? Then I saw the guy said, worst case scenario, he'd be a fan favorite and he bringing in a lot of revenue. Like that don't it don't him bringing in revenue has nothing to do with us getting better as a team. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Dow Pitts, what up? JJ Smith was good. He said, "What you think about Terrence Ferguson?" I always like the Terrence Ferguson. I always like the Terrence Ferguson. Orlando Robinson, yeah, he's solid. Play for keeps was good. Nah, yeah, I think that's Cap play for keeps. Sharif Cooper, I don't. They're not letting him go. My thing, I think the Lakers got a shot at getting rid of Westbrook. They're playing all the things. They're playing everything right now. They don't. I'm giving the Lakers a lot of props. I know we was down on the Lakers, man, but I'm giving them a lot of props because they doing exactly what they should have been doing as an organization. The Lakers should have been doing this as as an organization a long time ago. See, the Lakers, the way they operate, like the Lakers, too much. They operate as this is how the Lakers operate. You have like a real super duper billionaire dad, right? And he has a son, right? And the son super rich because his dad, but don't know nothing about nothing. But hear little twinkles of different things, and they go by that. They don't operate as a team like they're supposed to me. And I think that was what they lacked me. Like, for instance, let's talk about the draft. Can I get some likes up? I'm gonna get into the draft. I got some real. I'm about to get loose. Can I get the 45 likes? I got 50 people in here. I'm about to get loose, man. Can I get the 45 likes? I'm about to get loose right now, man. Because me thinking about this is upsets me. But now, you know what I'm saying? I got to go in. Because that's why I'm giving the Lakers praise now, how they handling the Westbrook thing. I mean, you were saying a bunch of media people, I don't care, just get rid of Westbrook at all costs. We don't do that. And now I'm saying the Lakers being smart, like, hey, we got to keep him. Hey, coach, what are you going to do? How are we going to figure these things out? That's you ask. This is a $1 billion organization. All these organizations is $1 billion business. You got to be smart, and you can't be closed minded. You can't look at things the Laker way. How they say, oh, he could bring, oh, Kyle Soto, like this some clown show. Kyle Soto, oh, because he's Filipino and he got the whole country behind him. He'd be the first Philippine born, full Philippine. We're not talking about no mix. I'm not talking about guys that's half black and half Filipino like that. I'm saying full-fledged Filipino. He'd be the first full-fledged Filipino. Oh man, he will have the thing, clown. Forget this clown show stuff, man. We trying to win. You don't pick a guy because of that. I watched him. I didn't. Me personally, if Lakers gonna buy a pick, you got to buy a pick that's gonna help you. Don't just buy a pick just because someone is a nice guy. You're gonna get newspapers or he gonna get jersey sales. You may make a couple of dollars. We're not making that money. The organization may make money for some jersey sales because this guy that's when you become like an owner who penny pitching. That's when you're a guy that you got some money, but you try and get straight. Don't get me wrong, it will bring up probably extra revenue, probably, but you just don't do it when you're, especially if now certain teams can do that. When Golden State had Kevin Durant and they are a full-fledged championship teams, they don't have no issues, and they want to bring in a guy that to make this bring in revenue, cool. But a team that's in a flux in a whole bunch of mess, you don't do that. Now let's talk about this. Now the Lakers go back to 2017 draft, Lonzo Ball. Now the Lakers, what they did wrong, the Lakers looked at Lonzo as a cash cow. The Lakers have to understand they cash cows already. They looked at the Lakers cash cow. They looked at he's from in California. They looked at his face like, oh, we can market him. I could picture this now. Oh, he's 6'6". He could play. Oh, he could do this. He could do that. Past first point guard. LeVar Ball went on the campaign. LeVar Ball got a lot of interest. So now he made the Lonzo Ball brand even bigger. So now they looked at like, damn, he's not even with us. And this thing is big. The whole city is behind this move here. Like, oh my God, Lonzo Ball, he played UCLA. So now that got in the way of everything. So prior to the draft, when LeVar Ball going on these rants and talk about how his son is the best player and we ain't see nothing like this in years, he can pass, he could do this, he could do that, da 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 da. Boom. All the stuff coming out. So now the Lakers looking at it as ching, 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 ching. The Lakers have to realize they cash money already. They ching, ching, ching already because they're the Los Angeles Lakers. And how the Lakers always become ching, ching, ching is winning games. So you cannot, that had to come first, being a winner and winning games. So where the Lakers went wrong at, they shut down the Lakers really technically shut down maybe 2 weeks right after the Lakers got the second pick of the draft. Right after they got the second, I remember like the next day after they got the second pick, Lonzo Ball, they asked Lonzo Ball, would he like to be the first pick in the draft? Lonzo said he want to be the second pick of the draft. Nobody said that. Everybody wants to be the number one pick. He said the second pick of the draft. From the day the Lakers got that second pick, they've been joining the hip. This was in May. So the whole second half of May, you've been hearing, in the whole first 2 weeks of June, for a whole month, Lonzo to the Lakers. Even before that, they were saying they hope, but they didn't know how to the ping pong balls are gonna drop. So they saying this, they was like, damn, match made in heaven. Everybody, you hit Photoshop with him. You pretty much, it was like Lonzo with the Lakers from the day we got the second pick of the draft was that. You really heard nobody no real serious thing. You may hear people with little tidbits, but it was like a foregone conclusion. Lonzo to the Lakers. I got 67 people here, 47 likes. Can I get to 55 likes? Can your boy get to 55 likes before I start back finish on this Lonzo Ball thing? Because this is big, man. I'm really going to break this thing down. Can I get the 55 likes? Whoever didn't hit the like button, let's hit the like button so I can start talking and stop monitoring these likes. Because I don't want to lose my train of thought. So, like I said, I really want to go in on this. And this is the problem our Laker team has. And this is the problem that has to stop. That's why with the thinking, oh, get Kyle Soto. But for what? Like, if you're going to give a good basketball reasons, I don't have a problem with it. But I was seeing things and they sit there saying, oh, he cash. Oh, just for like a fun. He's different. He's a tall Filipino guy. Look at this. He's got a lot of work to do. He's a project. This now, but he can be this. Like, if I'm gonna do a minimum deal, and there's other centers out there that's ready right now, and the Lakers in win now mode. You know what I mean? And it's not. You don't look at Kyle Soto. Now let me ask you this: there's no way in the world you look at him and you see an all-star player. Because if you did, he will be labeled as a pick. He's not even. They don't even have him getting drafted. So obvious he's not an all-star talent. So why not just get Bobo or why not just get Bobo or Moses Brown? Why not just get that? From within, what's good, bro? Thanks for the donation. Appreciate the donation from within. So my thing is this. So now the Lakers had their mind made up the whole time about Lonzo Ball. Most was good. My holy king was good, bro. Stephen Scott, Gregory Brown. So now you locked in with Lonzo. So really nothing anybody can do or say that got you locked in. Like it's nothing that you already your mind made up already. It's just that the draft didn't come. So now workouts and stuff coming in. Lakers doing workouts with guys in draft. They just was working out. Lonzo worked out. And he didn't have a good workout. Second workout, his interview wasn't good. You look at Lonzo Ball interview and look at De'Aaron Fox. Like if you didn't see none of them play, and this is a man's game. And this league, my biggest issue with Lonzo, and I had from the gate, I didn't like. I said he had no heart. I didn't like him, but they used the excuse that something happened to his mom when he played against De'Aaron Fox. They used that, but most people heart that would have fueled them and they'd have went crazy. See, that people use that as an excuse. Oh, Lonzo was thinking about his mother, his mom, his mind wasn't into the game. Like I forgot who guy was. It was somebody. Their brother got killed, and they like, nah, don't play. I forgot. One of y'all probably remember. He went out there and scored like 80 points. He went out there and scored 80 points. Like things feel like that's the difference you saw right there. When you upset or something like that, that'll translate to the court and you'd have been on kill mode. You shouldn't have went out there and played, period. You see what I'm saying? So my thing is this, that they didn't have, their mindset was on Lonzo. Exactly. Isaiah Thomas. His mom died. I mean, his sister died. He went out there and dropped like 60 or 50 points. That's why what made me, people looked at it and felt sorry for Lonzo. And the only thing it was, his mom was diagnosed with something. Never, she ain't died nothing. I think they just said she had cancer. Oh, Gregory Brown, thanks, bro. Gregory Brown with the donation. I really appreciate that. But my thing is this, man. My thing is this. My thing is this, right? Um, my thing is this. That's supposed to, yeah, she got down with a stroke, yeah. Yeah, she had a stroke, yeah. If you don't play, or sometimes it just motivates you. I'm not saying that, I'm not being insensitive to things like that, but point I'm making is before that game, I never really liked what I saw from Lonzo way before that game. But they hyped that game up so much. And then when the time came, he didn't show up. That's the same thing like Harden with the Nets with Philadelphia. Oh my God. Philly and the Nets, big game. Philly and Brooklyn, big game. And Harden didn't disp- Sometimes that alone would have either I would have not even played, or that should have been enough because that game was big. And I never liked that with Lonzo when I saw it. And if anybody go back and look at the channel, I was everybody was I was pissed off with Lonzo even when they was talking to him. I was against Lonzo from the gate. Y'all go back, you guys could go back and watch any of my videos. I was against Lonzo from the gate because everything I said he don't have no heart. I said that, and at that position, point guard position is deep. You need heart with that. You know what I mean? That position there, you need heart because you constantly got guys. You got the constantly got the ball, and you guarding guys who constantly have the ball. You know what I mean? Another position that you might not have no heart, you probably can hide from, but not that point guard position. That point guard position, you got that rock, and you got to be aggressive, and you guarding guys like that. So that I always had an issue with that with Lonzo, right? And so, like I said, now what the Lakers did. Now, instead of Lakers being fair and say, you know what, we're going to evaluate. If Lakers would have did their homework, it was like clear that Lonzo, even like I said, he didn't have no his draft. He had sorry workouts, but you don't just go by workouts. Let's go by interviews. This is most important to me. When I started, I like doing I do interviews, right? Because y'all know I got the podcast, the Beat 139. Y'all could go over there and subscribe to the Beat 139, right? Now, I do interviews, right? Interviews is very important because you cannot like somebody and after the interview, you start liking them, or you could like somebody at the interview, you don't like them. Interviews is very important. You getting to know somebody one-on-one. And at a job, let's say at a job, you go to a job interview, right? And you want that job. You have to put your best foot forward. You want to be dressed nice. You want to be sitting right. They tell you, oh, sit right at the chair by the table. Keep your hands. They try to give you mock skills on interviewing skills, doing things on interviews. Lonzo body language is never good. He never showed no De'Aaron, go back and look at De'Aaron Fox interviews and go look at Lonzo interview. And that should tell you right there, like, you know what I mean? He said all the things. Lonzo too nonchalant. Too nonchalant. And he told you he wasn't worthy of that pick. He said, "Oh, I want that I want to go be second pick." But the Lakers went opposite the whole way. You know what I'm saying? They knew they didn't really have a shot at Folks because Folks was considered number one. And couple the next couple guys after that was that talent that possibly could have went number two. It was three guys that possibly could have went number two, and it was Fox. It was Fox, Josh Smith, Lonzo, and Tatum. Those guys was the top five guys was already laid out. The top five guys in that draft, you already knew nobody was breaking that top five. And the top five guys in that draft was Markelle Fultz, Lonzo Ball, Jason Tatum, De'Aaron Fox, and Josh Jackson. Those five was locked in. Then, so you knew right there, okay, the five was locked in. I'm gonna go back to the draft when it started. what's the name was the only one they considered as like Markel folks. Like I'm saying to all the draft analysts, they have Markel folks here and everyone else like on the same level. This is exactly what they had. Markel folks was considered like the consensus number one, and everywhere else is like maybe you're gonna go with fit and this that, but everybody else was considered the same level. They said, I will go back to the draft. They said best pure scorer was they really counting Markel folks. Let's put Markel folks to the side. They had Markel folks as something different. The scouts. They said best pure scorer, Jason Tatum. Best passer, Lonzo Ball. They said the best versatile guy was Josh Jackson. The most competitive they had De'Aaron Fox. These are the things they were saying about these guys during the draft, right? They was like to the 5, it can go either way. If you're looking for a guy who's gonna compete, who's gonna work his butt off, you pick Fox. You're looking for the best passer in this draft, you get Lonzo Ball. You're looking for a pure scorer, Jason Tatum. A versatile guy, a guy who's gonna play both ends, Josh Jackson. These was the guys. Now you had to look at your team and see, okay, boom. They laid out the blueprint of what these guys was and how it was gonna go from there. So now you look at your team and you go, okay, what my team need. Now, but prior to that, Lakers just recently had a guy getting a second pick and D'Angelo Russell. So the Lakers had D'Angelo Russell in the draft already, a young point guard that already he's make passes and things like that, and they already had Brandon Ingram considered as like a Scottie Pippen type, that a small forward, but he's going to get you 5, and they hit that on the nail. Brandon Ingram is a guy always he going to get you 5 assists a game. He's a guy that's a small forward, but he can get you in the game. So you already had now, and then you had Julius Randle, a power forward that gets you a lot of assists. Julius Randle was a guy that he gets you a lot of assists, so you really didn't need a point guard because Julius Randle at the power forward position, he had got like a couple triple doubles, but he was getting 4 or 5 assists a game. Then you had Ingram already, so technically you really didn't need Alonzo. You looking for best passer? You didn't really need that. You see what I'm saying? So now my thing more so, I always at the time I wanted Josh Jackson. My order was Josh Jackson 1 and Fox was 2 to me. And the reason why I said Josh Jackson, because I said you could put him versatile. He could play some because the jumper's getting better. Him and Ingram together, I just think that they were 2 good wings. That's how I said. And I like the Fox after that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna sit and say, oh, I wanted Tatum. I really didn't see no because we had Ingram, but if we'd have got Tatum, it wouldn't have bothered me. But I didn't want Lonzo Ball at all because I didn't like what I saw from Lonzo Ball. You know what I mean? In college. So the Lakers, the way they thinking, they had their mind made up. So they shipped out D'Angelo Russell. And once they shipped out D'Angelo Russell, it was automatic they was getting Lonzo Ball right then. So they played their hand. I think D'Angelo Russell got traded, I think it was June 15th. I think June, and the draft was like June 22nd, June 24th or something. Anywhere from 22 to 24th that the draft was. So a week in advance, it was foregone conclusion Lonzo was the guy. And Lakers had trades on the table. This is another thing. And another thing, they said this is a deep draft, right? This is draft drooling with talent. You might find a guy, you're going to have a 15-year guy, that's going to be in the league for 15 years that you might could get late in the first round. I remember them saying this stuff. I remember this draft, all them drafts from Julius Randle. I was invested in these drafts when the Lakers lottery from Julius Randle all the way till we got the 4th pick and the Lakers traded for Anthony Davis. I was locked in. I scouted these guys. I did all type of stuff, right? So when they said that, my antennas on boom. So Sacramento had 5 and 10. So this was my thing. So you in the draft, it's always good to get the best player. If you get a best player, he could be a superstar. Yeah, but if you unsure and things like that, if it's anything closer to that, you pay attention. Now, I always like the Bam Adebayo, and then guys showed me something. That's why Bam really disappointed me this year. I don't know what happened to him. When they lost, and him and Bam and De'Aaron Fox in the press conference, they crying. They holding on each other, laying on each other, crying. I said, yo, these guys, man, they different. These guys, they take. I'm like, yo, I like that. So that like sparked my attention. I'm like, damn. Yo, they was crying. They like, yo, I love you. They're gonna be different path. We always gonna be friends. We're gonna be a different team. They went to draft. They's crying because they lost. I saw something in them guys. I said, damn. I'm start looking at 5 and 10. That was my whole thing. 5 and 10. I'm like, because I'm scaling down. I didn't because Boston originally had number 1 pick. So I had Boston getting getting this is my logic. I said that I thought was gonna happen. I said Boston gonna pick Markel Fultz. That's what everybody's saying Boston gonna pick. And at 3, I thought Philadelphia was probably gonna get either Tatum or Josh Jackson at the Lakers. You know what I mean? I didn't think Philly was gonna get. And I said Phoenix wanted Lonzo bad. Lonzo wasn't going past 4. Phoenix wanted Lonzo Ball bad to pair with Devin Booker. They wanted Lonzo bad. So and Sacramento had 5 and 10. So I'm like, we might could get Fox and Bam. That was my whole thing. Fox and Bam. Trade 2. Sacramento wanted to give the Sacramento thing was, and I think the Lakers, I don't know if the Lakers jumped the thought. Sacramento, there's like, you giving up 5 and 10. This is a deep draft. Sacramento thinking was, I'd rather get an all-star than 2 good players. So when Sacramento pulled their hand like that, so they basically said, whoever they gonna get at 2, which they want Lonzo Ball bad. Sacramento and Phoenix want Lonzo bad. And so they're like, man, I could get a star player rather than 2. They didn't care. They was gonna give that up. So now when that happened, boom. That's where the mistake they made. So let me go back and say what's up to people. Then I'm gonna tell y'all the reason why I'm saying this. Because I glanced through something and I like want to do more. XW was good. Elder, what up? Marcus Jones, Ron Harper Jr. Yeah, I like Ron Harper Jr. Dante Hall, what up? See, he said now we're gonna miss the playoffs 2 years in a row with AD. See, the reason why I brought this video up, because I know some people are coming in probably thinking the video more so is about probably thinking the video is about me saying, dang, we could have had Jason Tatum. The video is not about we could have had Jason Tatum. This video is more about the Lakers thinking. This don't have nothing to do, that I'm saying that the Lakers missed out on Tatum. I'm saying the Lakers mindset, that the mindset the Lakers have, and they have to stop having it. This was motivate what I'm talking about right now, because, and I just brought up that draft process because their mind was made up with Lonzo Ball, which you never go into a situation like that. You have to go into open-minded. That's why I'm saying this video. Not saying, oh man, we could have had Jason Tatum. I'd rather have all the young guys. This is not what I'm saying right now. What I'm saying right now is the Lakers, because I brought up Kyle Soto and how everybody Once Kyle Soto, he bringing revenue. We ain't getting none of that money. What I care about somebody bringing in revenue and we not getting none of that money. And they bringing in money is salary cap league. That money they get for a jersey sale ain't gonna affect the team at all. It's just that gonna be extra money for them. So you know what I'm saying. But the point I'm making is the Lakers had, and the reason why I said I'm patting Lakers on their back now. I like the way they're doing things now, because the way they were doing things before, you know what I mean. What didn't make sense? You had a number 2 pick. You cannot. This was now. It was the 22nd pick. I wouldn't have had a problem with the second pick. When you drafting that early, you cannot worry about fans. A guy putting fans in. That's the worst thing an organization could do. You pick a local guy because it's a fan favorite. That's the worst. You only do those when you pick in the 20s. Even at the teens, 18, 17. Like I remember when the Knicks fans was mad that they didn't pick Ron Artest. They was like, the Knicks fans wanted Ron Artest bad. He's a New Yorker. He's from Queens. Everybody wanted Ron Artest, local guy. Okay, cool. At that spot there, I think that was the 15th or 18th pick. I can't remember when the Knicks picked that year, when they didn't pick Ron Artest. But that you can do. I don't care if a guy worked, if his dad is a janitor in Staples Center. He lives right across the street from Staples Center. You see all his baby pictures, he had Lakers apparel on. I don't care how much is that. You did top 5 picks. You cannot pick a guy because those you going backwards. You cannot pick a guy because you worrying because he's a you picking a guy because he's a local fan favorite. That is the worst thing you could do. You got to get it right. Top 5 picks, you better get it right. It's to the point you can't even worry about position. You can't. That's why I like, damn, I didn't understand it. But when the Cavs picked Darius Garland, right? They said, I don't care. And that's why I said, this is when you come smart. They already had Colin Sexton. And that draft is a pretty solid draft, but they looked at Darius Garland like I looked at Darius Garland. I wanted Darius Garland so bad if the Lakers didn't make the AD trade, right? So we didn't know if it was guaranteed they're making an AD trade. When the Lakers picked 4, I wanted nothing but Darius Garland because I knew he had 0 bust potential. I looked at him, his heart, his game, everything, 0 bust potential. Now, they the top 3 was already locked in. You had locked in Zion, John Morant, and RJ Barrett. Those 3 was locked in. So same way like how the 5 was locked in the 2017 draft, those 3 was locked in. And that order. You knew Zion was going number 1. Guaranteed Ja was going number 2. Memphis said it. The minute they got it, we get John Morant. They didn't try to play games or we're going to get. They did their homework on him and they looked at Ja and like, that's who they wanted. RJ Barrett was clear cut to the Knicks. So let's erase those 3 guys, right? So now the next the crop of guys who they had labeled at that time was Darius Garland, Cam Reddish, RJ Hunter, and Jared Culver. Those 4 was the next guys out that list you had to pick from, right? Now, I saw weaknesses in Jared Culver game. I ain't felt comfortable with him. I said, I don't know. I could see some slippage. I didn't feel comfortable with Jared Culver. And DeAndre Hunter, I remember they compared him to Kawhi. He played good defense. To me, all I saw with him, I felt he was a safe pick. Because I said I looked at his game. I said he don't put himself in a position to make mistakes. But I knew he was gonna be great. He don't do nothing to be great, and he ain't do nothing to make mistakes. He was just solid. He gonna come down the court. He gonna play his defense. The defense is the best of his ability, right? Then offensively, he can wide open shot. He gonna shoot the jump shot. That's why he shot like a high percentage because he ain't take bad shots. He gonna shoot it. Game gonna come to him. I'm like, for the fourth pick, that's all good. A guy who he was a safe pick. That was all good. But I looked at the fourth pick. That's not what you want. And this is what I was going back and forth with people when I was talking about this draft, and people were saying, "Oh man, but DeAndre Hunter is a safe pick." Correct, he's safe. That he's safe in a way where I think he's gonna be a bust, but he ain't gonna be no all-star. He was just he just there. He play hard on defense. He's gonna shoot the open shots. He's gonna take good shots and take bad shots, but he's not gonna demand that. He's not gonna take you to that level. So I said the fourth pick. I didn't want him. Y'all go back to the videos. I said no on Hunter, no on Culver. Now Cam, I like the Cam, but the thing with Cam was he's up and down, and I saw some too much fade in Cam. So that brought me to guys like Eldon Campbell and Derek McKee. So these guys, for older guys who probably watching this stream right now, understand with these guys. Eldon Campbell and Derek McKee was super duper talented. All-star level talent, but then they too much fading, too much coasting. They dominate you in one quarter, the next quarter they may fade. Dominate you again, next too streaky, too up and down. I'm like, I saw Garland. All they talked about Garland was him getting hurt. I saw, wow, shooting the confidence, hitting the passing, the jumper. I'm like, ooh. I said Lonzo could play the defense. Lonzo is got height on him. Him and Garland would be a good backcourt because Garland gonna score. He had too much wiggle in him. He can pass. I said he gonna score. So I looked. I said him and Lonzo. I said this guy's not gonna be no bust. No way in the world he gonna be a bust. I want him. I locked in on Darius Garland. I said. Eric was with me. I locked in on Darius Garland because I saw zero bust potential. Jared Culver was too shaky for me of a pick. And DeAndre Hunter at the fourth pick, I don't want this a solid player. At the fourth pick, you don't want to pick a guy because he's solid at the fourth pick. You don't. You don't pick a guy, oh, he's a solid player at the fourth pick. So I was locked in on Darius Garland. I remember they was comparing him. They were saying he like Dame. He's like he got a lot of Dame in him. So I'm like, him and Lonzo can play in the backcourt together. I said, and he could play some point. He could play off the ball. So at a fourth pick, when you picking that high, that's what you want. You don't pick no guy because they just fit your team or things. You gotta go for it. So when Cleveland did that, I said somebody in Cleveland get smart, because they was like Cleveland, like man, they didn't chance it. After when they was picked 5, they said, man, we picked Darius Garland, we'll deal with it. We him and Collins, and they both mind you, we had Lonzo Ball, who was much taller. You had Colin Sexton on a good day at 6'1". Darius Garland, 6'1". You had 2 little guards. And they said, man, we'll figure that out. That's how you win it. Certain things, you draft the positions and fit in all this stuff there later on in the draft. Later in the draft. And that's where teams mess up. They try to get cute. They try to do this, that, and the Lakers try to get cute. They worry about all the stuff there instead of what they 1 through 5, really? You guys get Darius Garland not no 6'4". Darius Garland's not no 6'4", Elder. Darius Garland not 6'4". He's not that tall. He's small. Darius Garland, no way in the world he's 6'4". Hell no. Darius Garland is small. Yeah, 6'2" on a good day. Yeah, ain't real little. But um that's the thing with these teams. That's why I said these guys, man, when you evaluating talent, man, I tell people that all the time. Everything ain't for everybody, and every place ain't for every. You gotta really narrow it down. You got to see a guy's heart, see what type of heart he has. You know what I mean? All these things count. You know what I mean? All these things count. You see what I'm saying? You know, all these things count when you evaluating talent. You cannot top five. If you this your job is on the line, you cannot. All you need to worry about is he can play and with upside. You got to look at all that. Yes, injury history, or if he a knucklehead, but you cannot just go on. Oh, pure upside. You got to. And I was a big camp. To me, I'm gonna tell you my order was. My order was Darius Garland first, Cam second. I think I might have said Kova. I think I might pick Kova over. I think Hunter was my last pick out them four. I think Hunter was my last pick because I thought that if Kova could get it together, he has more upside than Hunter. But Hunter turned out to so far is better than the other two. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. What you got to do, you got to understand that when that position, the Lakers messed up big time with that. The Lakers messed up big time, and that's why I said that's the difference. Let me tell you the difference between Jim Buss and when Magic in them. Magic in them, that was Lonzo and that was what the Magic in them. Jim Buss, I was mad when they wanted Ben Simmons. I mean, they ain't say they want him, but they interviewed and they brought Jamal. When the Lakers picked number 2 in 2016, the Lakers had the second pick. They picked Brandon Ingram, right? But Jim Buss and them, they did a thorough investigation. They brought they worked out Jaylen Brown. They worked out worked out Brandon Ingram twice, Jaylen Brown twice, Jamal Murray twice. The Lakers really at one time they was like, whoa, they was super impressed with Jamal Murray. They like, ugh. They was like, ugh. They really liked the Jamal Murray. And I remember when they rated them because Philadelphia made it early when they looked the guy said, I'm gonna look you right now because Ingram pressed the hell out of Philadelphia. Ingram was oppressive. The Philadelphia really wanted Brandon Ingram. So Brent Brown knew Ben Simmons from Australia. He knew Ben Simmons from a kid. They was impressed with Brandon Ingram. The guy went, the people, Philadelphia, they looked Brent Brown in the eyes and said, yo, is this kid is the pick? Is he's the guy? Brent Brown said, Ben Simmons is our guy. So they like, okay, they ran with it. They was impressed with Brandon Ingram, right? The Lakers was super impressed. They like, damn, this guy. Like Brandon Ingram had everything. The height, all this, boom. They like, oh. But they rated, the Lakers had it rated Ingram here. They had Jamal Murray here, and they had Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown was a guy who worked himself up to be better, and he got better as it going. His work ethic pushed him. But they didn't see the upside in Jaylen Brown like they saw in Ingram and Jamal. Jamal Murray they said he hit like 15 straight threes. Talking trash with the bag. They're like, damn, Jamal Murray. But they went with Ingram. The Lakers did a tense draft. They didn't care about name. Okay, Brandon Ingram went to Duke or this and that. No, they checked every dot and every T. They checked every dot, every T when they made that pick under Jim Buss and Mitch Kupchak. That's the way you do business. Magic and them totally different. They said, hey, shit, we're gonna pick Mo Wagner because he's a Michigan guy and he's a stretch five. See, you said stretch five, and this guy's a unicorn, and his workout with the Lakers was ridiculous. Mitchell Robinson workout with the Lakers was ridiculous. He was showing some handle. His jumper was decent in the workout. His athleticism went crazy. Like, this guy, you said stretch five, you already, like, what do you keep? Magic, that's what I said. Magic is horrible. And I'm a Magic fan, but he's horrible. He traded Zubac for Mike Moscato a stretch five. Magic went with what people say. Oh, you need everybody. Everybody don't have to be no jump shooters. If they're not better than the player, they're not better than the player. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers mindset, that's why I said I feel much better today than I did in a few months ago. Because their mindset seems to change. It seems like they're getting back to where they're saying, we're not trading Russ. We're not giving a first round pick for Russ. It got to be something. They're not going to do no first round pick for no Gordon Hayward. They're not doing no first round pick for no John Wall. They're not doing no first round pick for no Malcolm Brogdon. They're not doing it for Russ. Because they're looking at it like this. Russ is better than them. Then they say, hey, Russ is the better player, one. Two, he giving you $47 million, $50 million off your books. And everybody know in the history of basketball, Elder always talk about financial. That's his thing. But that's the reality though. Finance always plays a major part, and you clearing a lot of cap space, getting rid of a lot of junk off your books, always a thing. That's the way to start a team. If, let's say, for instance, if somebody want to buy your team, don't you know your team more valuable? When let's say I'm an owner. When teams own guys, when owners purchase a team, they look at their books, guys who's under contract. Now, let's say you got a bunch of guys. Let's say you're a middle of the road team. You're like an AFC team. You make the playoffs every year, but you lose round one every year. And you got a lot of guys. You got like 5 guys that's got 4-year deals, and they all get 18, 19. They get good money, and they all got 4-year deals, but you're not going anywhere. And those contracts is where you might have to attach something to it. They're not nice contract. Let's say you have a bunch of guys like Duncan Robinson and Kyle Lowry on your books. Now it's like, now when the owner comes to that team, your team less attractive because he's spending money to purchase the team, and now it may cost some extra money to get rid of the trash. He may have to give up future picks or future young players. 2 things when you get rid of bad contracts. The 2 ways you get rid of bad contracts is 2 ways, and it's always been this way and always going to be this way. You have to attach a young player to get rid of bad contract, or you have to attach draft picks. Those 2 things and those 2 things you don't want to do. You're a franchise and you're struggling already. You don't want to give up your young player that you like. Now you have to attach him to get rid of a guy. So now it feels like you're moving backwards. Like, damn, I like this guy. I had to move him. We done started building something. For 3 years, we done built a nice little young nucleus, right? We built a nice young nucleus in 3 years. But now I got this veteran guy, 32 years old, that I got to get rid of. I had to get rid of this young guy. Or I might have in the past, I might not have that many draft picks. So now I got to move a draft pick to attach to this guy to get off this guy. You don't want that. So now, with a guy like Russ, $47 million, a team should be happy to take that out of pick. You getting rid of the stuff, and you don't have to give up no young player. So the Lakers feel I'm not giving up no. We giving you. It's like we working together. That's what I'm saying. Teams trying to fleece the Lakers. If I'm Indiana, I'm not saying this because I'm a Laker fan. But if I'm Indiana and I'm looking at it like this, they got a high draft, a nice. I think they got the 6th pick in the draft this year. You got Buddy Hill. I mean, you got Halliburton and Duarte. Good young guys. I'm starting them guys. You got a starting backcourt. Boom. Okay, Miles Turner been there, but he only 25 years old. Bang, you got a starting center. Then you got a guy like Isaiah Jackson that fit the mold. Athletic, 6'10", blocking everything, runs the floor like a deer. Boom, you got that. You got the 6th pick. Now, you got Buddy Hill, $22 million on your books. That you go right in free agency and get a minimum contract, and a guy that can do what he do. Because mind you got the guys ahead of him already. That you got 2 guys already that you pencil in with 30 minutes with Duarte. So you only got 18 minutes and backup minutes in the 1 and 2 position. Because you got 2 guys already going to play 30 plus. Halliburton playing, Duarte may play 30. Halliburton, I could easily see 33, 34 minutes. So you only have many minutes from the backup position and the backup shooting guard position. So you got a guy that's making $22 million on your team. He's not going to get the minutes, right? And you know I go on free agency. All I need is 14 minutes, backup minutes. I can say, okay, with 14 minutes, shit, I can go get a guy like a Wesley Matthews, a veteran. Wesley Matthews play 14 minutes. I could get a Ben McLemore to play 14 minutes. You got guys in this free agency class that you could pay minimum contracts that could get you 14 good minutes playing behind Chris Duarte at the point guard position, but backing up a guy like Tyrese Halliburton. He playing 30, 34 minutes. Okay, that's 14 minutes left. It's guys back there that you can get to play. And mind you, they got TJ McConnell coming back. So you really got TJ McConnell. He's coming back. He get like $6 million. So he can play them 14 minutes. So why you got a guy like Brogdon, a guy who getting $23 million that got a fresh 4 years left on his deal? So if I got an opportunity, hey, I could kill 2 birds in 1 stone. I could go 3-guard rotation. I could get rid of Buddy Hill and Brogdon. You know what I mean? Come on, Lakers. Give me your Russ. You take this. I got $47 million with this. We're gonna make the playoffs. I do a 3-guard rotation with Russ, Halliburton, and Duarte. Duarte and Halliburton got good size already. So you got where if we bring Russ off the bench, or you can rotate however, but at least you know, okay, I got a year of this. I got 1 year of this. Either I could trade him or I could let him play for half the year. If it's working, it's working. If not, I could release him. It's too like that right there with Russ got a lot going on, and I'm glad the Lakers realized that. The team's trying to finesse them thinking, oh, they desperate. They listen to all these reporters. That's why Magic had to come backtrack and say, oh, we want Russ. See, that's what I said. See, Magic makes himself look bad because he comes on TV and he rant like he's one of these fans instead of an actual basketball analyst. So when Magic do that, now he got to put his foot back in his mouth and try to clean things up. And people looking at him like, Like, fam, you was the one who destroyed Russ. Now you trying to do damage control. Like, people see that a mile away. So Magic is not fooling anyone. So now teams, you got to look at the Lakers smart, man. The Lakers have to be smart basketball guys. They gotta be smart, man. They gotta sit there and do things the right way. If Russ had to stay, he had to stay. Don't take on no bad contracts. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't take on no bad contracts. Make a deal that can help you now. It's deals out there that can help you now. That is gold. You getting a good player, a team getting a good player in Russell Westbrook. Like Darvingham said, don't get it twisted. See, these people talk to you and make you think now in your mind is that Russ is a bum. So now it make you feel you're getting rid of a bum. Like, I don't care, we're getting rid of a bum. No, you're not. Things happen. You have to look at the whole picture of things. What went wrong with the Lakers? Dig deep down and look to. That's why I do respect what Kevin Durant said. A guy asked Kevin Durant on Twitter about basketball. Kevin Durant said the best way you judge basketball, watch without any sounds. Turn the volume down, just look at the game. Because these guys that's on TV, a lot of them some guys have ulterior motive, or some guys just don't know about basketball. Some has ulterior motive, and they tell you and beat you and beat you and beat you in the head and make you think something that is really not true. They tell you, oh, this guy's so good, he's so good, and they tell you that. You bet, oh, this guy's good. Then they tell you this guy's so bad, and now you thinking this guy bad. Judge for yourself. Look at the big picture. Judge for, yes, everybody makes mistakes, but you look at that. These guys, I'm pretty sure you go to their blooper reels. They got some stuff too. But you have to remind you, these guys not the player Russ is. Russ is a guy that's aggressive. When you're aggressive, and the more chance you take, the more mistakes you make. That's for anybody. Being aggressive, the more chances you take, the more mistakes you're going to make. It's simple. You're a guy, you're a gambler, and you go hard in gambling. You taking a chance, you may not come back with everything out of your pocket. But if you conservative, and you pull it, you're not. If I'm a point guard and I'm just coming down like this, I'm not doing all this. I'm not trying to split no middles, and I'm making the pass like that. I'm not going to turn the ball over. I'm literally not going to turn the ball over. But if I'm a guy trying to being aggressive, make a play, and I'm getting the ball and I'm trying to break down the defense, and I may have to split the middle, and when I split in the middle, the ball may hit off my foot, or somebody may swipe the ball. It might be a turnover. Like, okay, it's a turnover. Or I split the middle and I come defender, or it may be good scout. That might happen. That might happen. But a guy who just stand and hit like this, bringing up the ball, and there's a guy right there and a defender right there, and I'm making a safe pass like that, I ain't gonna have no turnovers. And I'll be honest, they talk about, oh, Malcolm Brogdon's that. Malcolm Brogdon, you watch his game, Malcolm Brogdon, he gets the ball, boom. Malcolm Brogdon not doing none of this. Break it down, Brogdon doing that. He's a smart player. I'm not knocking him, but the thing is, he not taking the chances and doing the things, the aggressiveness that Westbrook doing. So of course, Russ gonna like an idiot. Russ feel he's good. He feel he could do anything. Like Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant turned the ball over. Kobe feel any shot he take is good. He feel that. He's aggressive, and that these things are gonna happen. So that's why I said these guys on TV, either they don't know about sports, or they do it for ulterior motives. Because they tell you right now, the first thing, oh, the Lakers made a big mistake not bringing back Alex Caruso. Alex Caruso is going to cost the Lakers an extra $30-something million. Now, they make a big deal like, if Alex Caruso's on the Lakers, we making the playoffs. If you listen to that, like, he's going to make our defense much better. If he's there, we wouldn't be in position we in. That's how they comes off saying this stuff, but it's not true. Alex Caruso never wasn't he wasn't gonna help us offensively. So let's X that out. Defensively, yes, he'd have been a little bit better defensively, but now let's put this in motion. How many minutes he was gonna play? Now you have Russ, Malik Monk, THT, Kendrick Nunn, and they would have had Alex Caruso. How many minutes he's going to play? His whole time in the Lakers, he playing probably 20 minutes a game. So for them to keep throwing his name up, so the Lakers, they trying to get down on Genie and them. This is why I'm defending Genie, busting them on. Oh man, the Lakers, he didn't close out a lot of games. No, he didn't. Caruso did not close out a lot of games for us. A lot of games he didn't close out. KCP closed out a lot of games. But the thing is, oh my God, she was cheap. She looked at it like this. Okay, at best he played 20 minutes a game. What are you going to give us? His usual 5 points, 2 assists. Okay, hustle, 1 steal a game. 30 million. Y'all have to see, it's easy for y'all guys. Y'all have to really look at it. It's easy to sit there and say, oh, it should be $30 million. She ain't looking at him like he's not worth $30 million. See, that's what I'm saying. You guys looking at the wrong thing. Oh, Alex, he's not worth $30 million. So she feels she had to pay $30 million. We would, if he'd have been on his team, we'd have been the same situation we're in now. We wouldn't want no championship. So now she just wasted another $30 million on her thing. That'd have been another $30 million on her books. And it's always best to go with TST was already showing he's the better player. And then they always make, how come his trade value? Just like they pump up Austin Reeves. His trade value, if he's so good, why we can't get a first round pick for him? Or second? Why we can't get a 32nd pick from him? I guarantee you, who picking 32? I'll find out who picking 32 in the draft. The 32nd pick in the draft, if we offer Austin Reeves for them, they're going to say no. The point is, what Alex Caruso, nobody paying that extra, all that money for him. A guy that's paying $20 million. That's the same thing like the Lakers with the pick. The Lakers will trade their pick with Russ for Shea Gildress. They trade the pick for De'Aaron Fox. They're not doing it for no Buddy Hield and them guys like that. They're not doing it. Thank you, Elder. Elder said Genie was smart not to pay Caruso. We just couldn't. See, that's what I said. The money part of it, he would have cost $30 million. Is he a $30 million? Ask yourself, is he a $30 million guy? A $30 million guy that's only going to pay, he only playing 20 minutes a game. It's not like he's playing 35 minutes a game. He's not giving you nothing offensively. He's not no lockdown defender. I'm almost got 100 likes. I'm at 99 likes. 99. Who gonna be the 100 guy? Who gonna be the 100 person to hit the like button? And when you hit the like button, if you're the 100 guy, let me see your name up there. Who's the 100 guy? Who made a 100 guy? Yeah, see, they looking at it as y'all looking at his contract that he's making $10 million. That luxury tax bill would have been okay. Mud Bomb. Thanks, bro. He became the 100 likes. Mud Bomb. But you know what I'm saying? Y'all have to look at. That's why the key thing with Elden and I with the show, when we talk behind the scenes, when Elden and I talk behind the scenes, we always, the key is we want the understanding of the game. You know what I'm saying? I have a real good understanding of the game. Some of you guys got understanding of the game. A lot of you guys got a real good understanding of the game. Some people don't. Some people learning the game. So the key to what man Elder be talking, we talk behind the scenes, we want to give that understanding of the workings of it. You know what I mean? Because some people not going to break down content. See, when these guys on TV do, they go, oh, they could have kept Alex Caruso for, $9-10 million. Genie couldn't get him for $10 million. his bill with him, his tax bill was not no $10 million. So they ain't gonna tell you that. His tax bill that would have been an extra $30 million. Because the way how they do it, they do it for teams don't go too much over the cap. So they do these things for a certain reason. So that's why I say watch the game. That's why I agree 100% with Kevin Durant said. No sound. Watch the game, because now you can't be manipulated and somebody telling you they run it, shove it down your throat. Because if you look now, they shove every mock, all these Laker channels, all you hear and all these Laker fans, Kyle Soto. They he interviewed, and Trevor Lane and Laker Nation interviewed Kyle Soto, and he loves Kyle Soto, and the guys who comes on his show loves Kyle Soto, and I see Danny Hoops, Chat Sports, and all these guys here. So now it's a big thing. Kyle Soto. But did y'all watch him play? Did y'all? And had he not said that, did y'all have to watch? I'm not trying to spare y'all away to a player I like, but watch a guy. That's all I ask you guys. Just watch for yourself. Look at the tangible. Look how good he is now. Look where we at as a franchise. If we're going to get a young player right now, get a player that possibly we could put in the game right now, he could play. That's what the Lakers looking for. The Lakers look for in the draft, if worst case scenario they have to play him, he's going to be able to hold his own. That's what they're looking for. Not a guy, he 4 years down the road. But believe me, if Kyle Soto was so good of a player, and all these teams have 2, 3, 4 picks, I'm counting second round picks too. Yeah, some teams got 5 picks. They may have 2 first round picks, 3 second round picks. It's like 7 teams got multiple picks in the draft. If he was that good and the teams looked at him as a guy who's going to be good 4 years down the road, you wouldn't see him being an undrafted player. They got him right now as you look at every draft thing, he's listed as undrafted. Even though that don't mean nothing, you can't. That's not end or be all. But even like the scouts and stuff, he's not. They not looking at this. This guy's not that guy that they as a guy that's like that. So why should the Lakers buy a pick to even get this guy? The Lakers need to draft a guy who's good, that they see some real talent, that he possibly can play now, and he can play. He'd be good later on. He got room to improve. That's what the Lakers need to do. That's exactly what they need to do. That's how you draft a player, man. Your position, you have to look at where you at as an organization. You have to look at everything. The Lakers organization right now, they is in position, no room for error. You can't get cute with no draft picks. Oh, I don't care, yo. This guy, yo, I like him. Yo, he gonna be a fan favorite. Nah. We're not doing that because no fan favorite stuff. We're not doing that. We're not doing that because you went to Michigan and this guy go to Michigan. I think that when Magic said that, I almost threw up. Hey, Rob is a Michigan guy, and I'm a Michigan guy. So why not? We got LeBron James, so you feel you could just pick. And I'm glad that that narrative stopped too. We got LeBron James. We could just put anybody around. No, you can't. Don't just think you could just put a guy who can stand in the corner and just shoot 3-point shots. No, you better get good guys who can get it done. See, that's the problem and the mentality they had. When they first got LeBron James, Magic like, oh, we need to stretch 5. Oh, and I never understood that. Zubac was killing with LeBron. Oh, we need to stretch 5. Oh, we got LeBron. Like, okay, we don't need our picks. Oh, come on, we can just trade our picks. We don't care. Oh, we could draft anybody. Okay, Mo Wagner. Okay, come on, you 6'9", 6'10". Oh, okay. You played 4 years in college. Oh, okay, you got a decent little jump shot. Okay, you went to Michigan. Rob with the Saints. I'm a Michigan guy. Why not? Look at the connection. Come on, guys. No, we ain't doing that. You got guys 7 foot showing his handle, going from one end of the court to the other end, blocking everything that's moving. That if he ain't play a lick of college basketball, if he would have played college basketball, he would have been a lottery pick. He's sitting right there, and you go past that because you went to Michigan with a guy. I mean, guy go to Michigan like you went to Michigan. That's like me being from Harlem, and I'm an executive, and I'm not gonna pick a guy. Oh, he's a Harlem guy that's down the third, and this guy that's clearly not even close. You look at the telltale tape, Mitch Robinson. This guy played 4 years in college. This guy played at college at all. He had problems. His workouts, he blocking everything, rebounding everything, dunking everything, handle, lightning quick. Like, what? Knowing if he'd have been drafted, he'd been top 10 if he'd have played in college. You can't do that. You cannot do that. You can't do that, man. You wanted him so bad, Michigan guy. You should have bought a second round a pick. Mo Wagner's going second round. No, everybody's like, huh? 25. Every mock draft had him going like 35, 40. He went 25 to the Lakers. I'm not a fan of DJ Wilson. With my thing, DJ Wilson don't have the heart to me, and he just not. I'm not out of all the guys the Lakers worked out. I like Lewis King better than all of them. The guys out of the guys the Lakers worked out yesterday, I like Lewis King. He's a wing. He got a nice little jump shot. He can handle the ball some. He can do a lot of good things. He's talented. He's the most talented one out of all them guys they worked out. DJ Wilson not a big rebounder. He's not no shot blocker. Had the biggest heart. He had a nice little decent jump shot, and he's athletic. He got ups, but you look at Lewis King. Lewis King got more upside. Got good size for the three, legit 6'7". He won something. So when you win things, you get. He won G League. Summer League MVP. So that's always good. You get Summer League MVP. So now you won something. That's an accomplishment. So you got that under your belt, and just you know what I mean. He's the best, better player out of everybody. That he just opportunity come yet, but he has talent. He got some heart, decent athleticism. He got everything. He checks a lot of boxes. He just said probably get to the right spot. He said his defense, yeah, but DJ Wilson and the rest of them guys, man, I don't see it. Johnson is decent. Isaiah Johnson is decent. He play hard. He's decent. Cashton Winston, what about him? He worked out. I didn't see his name up there if he worked out with the Lakers. Of course, I trade Westbrook for Dame, but that's not happening. That's not happening. Yeah, they worked out them guys yesterday. That's Elton. We was on live. The Lakers worked out Kyle Guy, which is not good. Isaiah Johnson, solid. DJ Wilson, Lewis King, and somebody else. It was 5 guys they worked out yesterday. And to me, Lewis King's the best one out of them. I remember Lewis King coming out of. He's like a high McDonald's. He was like a real high school player. He said he trade Westbrook for a bag of chips. See, that's why franchise go down. Yeah, I said Kyle Guy. It was somebody else. It was 5 of them. I said Kyle Guy, DJ Wilson, Lewis King, Ezell Johnson, and somebody else. Bobby Porter, the Bucks pay him. Bobby Porter, we ain't getting no Bobby Porters. We're not getting Bobby Portis. He said he traded Russ for an empty bag of chips. Langston Galloway. Yeah, Langston Galloway, yeah. And Langston Galloway is he got a decent jump shot, but he's not no point. He's 6'2". He's not no point guard. I don't like Langston Galloway. He decent. But you can't think like that. Trade Russ for a bag of chips. That's just why it'd be hard for a lot of you guys to be sitting in. Y'all cannot think like that, because when you think like that, you're not helping your team. Because if you say that, if they were to ask you your opinion, you just trading for anything, and your team ain't getting better. Your team gonna be worse. Now your team gonna be where Russ. Y'all look at this. Russ got 1 year left. Year go by like this, and you have to look at it like this. Russ not just playing for a con. Russ might possibly be out of the league. So Russ know that. So you best believe 9 times out of 10, a show of hands. I want everybody in here. Do you think if Russ do stick with the Lakers? He said, Corinne, did you see the Lakers are bringing in Tony Walton and Quentin Acey and tomorrow workout? Okay. Tony Walton played. He could dribble and stuff, but I ain't crazy about him. How for Johnny O'Brien and Hollis Jefferson, Hollis Thomas? I ain't crazy about them. I want a show of hands. If Russ stick with the Lakers, do he be better than last year or worse than his play? Just his play. Do he do better than last year or do he do worse than last year? Exactly. We need young athletic dogs. Exactly. That is the need. Young. That's why I said heart. Y'all hear me say this? Heart, and you got heart and some skills. You ahead of the game. Heart and some skills. Okay. Elder said better than last year. Big Lex said better than last year. He said can't get worse than last year. I would think better than last year. I think. So I'm pretty sure he'd be better. All right, so automatically, so if he did, look what he did. And I don't just quote numbers, but I'm gonna give you something behind the numbers. But he did 18, 7, 7, 44%, which is good for a guard. 44% from the field. His turnovers went down from the beginning of the year. So that's a good thing. Last we seen him, his turnovers went down, right? Okay, his 3-point shooting is what it is, 30%, whatever, right? So maybe we could say, okay, let's say if he was taking 3 a game, Russ, I don't only want you taking 1 a game. So, okay, if he go 0 for 1, who cares? Everybody gonna miss a shot. Now, his turnovers, like I said, it went down. Let's say his turnover go down, just one less turnover, that's a good thing. Now, let's say he'd be a little better. Let's say instead of his 18, it go to 19. Let's say his 7 assists go to 8 assists. His 7 rebounds go to 8 rebounds. Let's say it's 44, go to 45%. Like it wasn't that bad. And look at the big picture. His money coming off the books. Exactly. And he plays every night. His money come off the books. So I want you guys, and that's the thing with man Elder, we do the show. I don't want you thinking like I hate when I go on these other channels and I see these guys just talking. Don't just say I trade Russ for anything. Have some, think about if you're a general manager, put some value on him. You know what I mean? Put some value on Russ and make a sensible trade, a fair trade. I'm not saying I want to keep Russ. I'm with whatever. If he go, he go. He stay, he stay. But put it in some content that you want best for the Lakers, man. Do that you want best for the Lakers. Exactly. AD shot 19. You're right. Exactly. And Russ got something to prove. And see, one thing we know what I do feel good about, Russ has heart. That's one thing. Russ has heart. So that's always a big thing when someone has heart. And he has pride. So he coming into this year with the Lakers or without the Lakers. Whatever team he on, he come back to something to prove. He coming back this season. When October come, he gonna be on a mission because he has heart. That's always a good thing. I love that. Any player has a heart. He has some skills, and he has something to prove. And he playing for to be in the league next year. He see the writing on the wall. If they sitting there and he reading it like how Darvin Ham said, they got it twisted. Russell reading the same thing everybody else reading. Russell Westbrook see no team want. They hear Nick Wright and all these, no team want Russ. So now let's say Russ look down everybody roster and see everybody got point guards. Now mind you, you got a couple point guards coming this year in the draft. You got point guards that's from last year. You only got 30 NBA teams. So now he know that the point guard position is one deepest position in the NBA, and he know like, damn, the writing is on the wall, so he gotta prove himself. So he gonna we gonna get a better Russell Westbrook if we have him, or another team gonna have him. So my thing is let's try as people and get away from this thinking I trade him for anything. I just want to I trade for anything. In life, let's just stop. Let's just say in life, let's just take basketball aside. As people, we have to just keep in mind at all times, just try to think and do better at all times. Because sometimes when negative and the wrong thinking start entering your mind, it becomes part of you. You don't realize it. You start thinking that. You have to start thinking the right thing and do things like that in life. Start this thinking like that. Like, man, shit. I want if we're gonna trade Russ, I want some value. We have to do some real basketball, even in life. That's like you got a job, man. I don't care. Oh, this always try to put some real thing behind you. You know what I'm saying? To make good decisions. Because if you run in the Lakers and you said you trading for anything, and the team get off, you trade Russ and the first round pick, and you get a bunch of garbage. You got rid of your garbage. Now you stuck for years. Now you stuck for years. Herm, what up, Herm? You stuck for years. The Lakers, they got like 7 to 8 spots. They're gonna draft the they buying a draft pick. They know they got one guy. Not they really want Malik Monk back with that 6 million. Everything else may be trades. They got the really. That's why they're doing these workout with these guys here. Not counting the guys that's free agents. See the guys. See. No, oh, let me explain this to y'all too. The guys who's working out wasn't on teams last year, so that's why the Lakers can work them out. The Lakers cannot work out. Let's say a guy like Josh Jackson. The Lakers cannot bring Josh Jackson in for a workout. They can't do that. They can't bring Josh Jackson. They can't bring guys like T.J. Warren in for workouts. They can't bring like a Bo or Gary Harris. They can't do that. I'm saying minimum guys. These guys wasn't on NBA rosters. The Lewis Kings, Ezell Johnson, they wasn't on, so they ain't nobody property. So the Lakers can work them guys out. They can't work out guys who Brian Forbes and Brent Forbes and whoever, Damon Jones. They can't bring them guys in. Moses Brown. They cannot bring them guys in for workout. So all the guys you see who work out, those like guys who wasn't on the team that, they might turn to them guys if they miss out on guys who I named. Like for instance, let's say Josh Jackson. They want to bring him in on a minimum deal. If they can't bring Josh Jackson in and they got roster spot open, they may say, all right, come on, I'll take Lewis King. Shooter point guard. Yeah, Gary Harris is nice. Yes. Yes, they cannot work out. So you ain't gonna see them working out them other free agents. I think Warriors gonna win tonight. I really do. I think the Warriors gonna win. I think that Marcus Smart. I don't know what it is, but something keep telling me. It ain't like I did it on purpose. Something keep telling me he gonna blow the game, and I think like it gonna be a blow up between him and his teammates. I don't know why, and it may be an issue, and I think that may turn the series around. I think Golden State gonna win. I just feel it. I think they're gonna be more locked in on the road. They got guys like Clay can play on the road, and I just like them, man. Yeah, I like them. Warriors in 6. I think it may go 7. I could see you going 7, but I like the Warriors though. Yeah, I think man Elder could show probably come tomorrow. I think I'm gonna talk to him, see if he want to come do it tomorrow. Um, but I like the Warriors though. I'm gonna probably do a stream yard tonight. I know a lot of you guys, but you guys don't be coming through the stream yard like I be wanting to. Stream yard don't be popping like that. Yep. Tomorrow Thursday, yep. Yep. That's good luck. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I'll be right now. I do a lot of scouting that I know the Lakers gonna buy a second round pick. So I'm hearing they might buy 2, but I think they're only gonna buy 1. And I think they're gonna. There's a lot of guys they're gonna get on minimum deals. Cause I think what the Lakers can do. See, let me tell you the beauty of the Lakers in. The Lakers in position. This the Lakers pitch. Let's say the Lakers pitch a guy like I ain't counting the guys who I'm saying the guy's a minimum contract. Let's say a guy like Damian Jones, right? Let's say Damian Jones. They pitch Damian Jones. Let's say you had a couple offers somewhere, a couple, they go to him, they be like, listen here, you played already with LeBron James. You plan on start your name, his name gonna get bigger. Everybody know playing with the Lakers, your name jumps up. Like you could be a nobody and you become a name now. That's the power. Like nobody know Damian Jones. But with the Lakers for a whole year, his name going to be bigger going into free agency next year. So Lakers could go to sit Damian Jones down. Listen here, man. You playing with 3 Hall of Famers. Westbrook will get you the ball. We know Brown gonna get you the ball, and you and AD could wreak havoc. He played with them already, so he already know. Darvin Ham could be explaining these things to him. We got big man coaching Rasheed Wallace. You can work on your game. Rasheed Wallace had a good poster game, and he shot 3-pointers, right? So now you start telling Dame Jones this. Then not only that, you can sit there and say, listen, we can offer you a starting spot for the Los Angeles Lakers. You're a starting center for the Los Angeles Lakers. So you're going to free agency this year. So think about this. Damon Jones, like, we offer you a minimum contract, which is like $2 million. Another team offer you a contract, they offer you $3.5 million. Let's say they say, okay, $7 million for 2 years, the team offers you, right? But that team is, they got a lot going on. You might not start. You look at that center. That's the center they got might get more minutes than you. But we give you minutes, playoff, and possibly you go to a championship. You hit free agency next year. You got a name now. Now people know Damon Jones. It's different. Lakers has that advantage where they got minutes because they only got. Let's just say, look at the guys they got. The guys that you see guaranteed, like Bron, AD, Russ, THT gonna get minutes, and none gonna get minutes. Those 5 guys that you know God for Darvin gonna play. So now you got another 4 to 5 guys they could give good minutes to. Another 4 or 5 guys they could sit in free agency and say, listen, we could play you. Talk comfortably. We can play you. And that's what guys want. Because if I'm going to take a minimum contract, I got to get something out the deal if I got other offers. Like Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn said he respect the Lakers. He wanted to play with Bron. And he said that he had better offers, but he knew he's going to play. He knew he could play alongside Russ. That was already a thing. He could play in the backcourt with Russ and back him up playing off the ball. Bron could bring the ball up. He know that built his brand. Lakers could build your brand. Lakers could build your brand. Think about it. Nobody talked about Kendrick Nunn like that. Look how big of a name THT is. THT is a big name. If THT was with Washington or one of these teams and he got drafted by these teams, he'd be, Lakers make guys. Look at Shannon Brown. Shannon Brown was playing with Cleveland. He was just nothing. He came to Lakers. He's a household name. They knew him. I remember I was out in LA. He's like, when I went to LA when he was on their team and I was in Los Angeles, he was like the shit. He walked around. They knew him. That's Shannon Brown. Look at his highlights. You see the block. You know what I mean? He won a chain. He played with Kobe. Like now, if he get interviewed, let's say he go on No Jumper or Vlad or one of these platforms. He got baby by Monica. Like he became that guy. Oh, he looked like Chris Brown. Nobody never say he looked like Chris Brown when he was with Cleveland. When he got to the Lakers, he's in Hollywood. The minute he got there, oh shit, looked like Chris Brown. The next day, after he came there, Phil Jackson said, this is why I said the difference with coaching. Shannon Brown was a high school player. He was like a big name high school player. He was good in high school. Went to Michigan State, big dog, named Shannon Brown. He was like a guy. Drafted first round. He lost his confidence in the NBA. He's like a swagger type, a high school player, right? Phil Jackson, everybody thought the trade was about Adam Morrison. Phil Jackson said, I want him. That's the thing why I gave Phil a little credit for. Because we traded Vladimir Vranovic for Shannon Brown and Adam Morrison. Phil knew Adam Morrison was done. Adam Morrison had zero heart. He came in the league talking trash like he's going to be like that. He wasn't like that. He was just hyped up and feel like, I want that guy. So Shannon Brown came in a trade with Adam Morrison, right? Phil Jackson went right to Shannon Brown. Now, mind you, Adam Morrison was the first round. He only been in the league a couple of years. He's supposed to have been the guy in that trade. But he never got off the court with the Lakers. Phil had no plans for him. So Phil sat Shannon Brown down. Not no long conversation. He said, I want that mojo back. You need to get your mojo back. I want to see that how you was what you was in high school. Bring that back. Shannon Brown said that's the best thing he ever said to me. Because as a people, some people confidence takes longer, but anybody could get broken down. You messing with a girl, and any like, especially if your production or anything starts slipping and you ain't how you used to be, like these rappers. Some of these rappers, you put them, they may look big if they come talking around us like, yeah, I'm such and such. You put another rapper that's bigger than them. They it becomes different. Like a basketball player. A ball player come to the club, let's say Iman Shumpert step in the club. Oh my God, Iman Shumpert. Like he that guy in the club for 15, 20 minutes. Kevin Durant walking there, nobody even talk about Iman Shumpert no more. They talk about Kevin Durant. So that's why sometimes when these rappers be trying to get down on guys who's not rappers, be like, yo, I walk around, they be like, yo, I look at your chick, I wink my eyes, she golden. And I know rappers, so I ain't calling no names, but I be hearing dudes be like, oh man, these girls when they around, they see how they think you around guys who just regular guys. You're a rapper, you recognize on TV, you might be getting a couple of dollars. But I guarantee you, Drake or one of them guys, little baby or something come around, then what? They taking your girl. So them guys talk trash when I see it. You know, I look at your eyes, she goes down. But when another dude come in, that's on your thing, it's come different. So Phil Jackson, like I said, Shannon Brown slipped. Phil Jackson said, you know what, man? Bring your mojo back. He said, I want your mojo. So when Phil Jackson said that, Shannon Brown went and he became a different player. That's why I said, and I think Darvin Ham gonna do that for Taylor Horton Tucker. He go home and come, yo, man, because in NBA, everything, NBA's consistency is number one. Kato, what up, Kato? Yeah, they're labeling the next bird. Consistency is a thing, and then when you get consistent minutes. You got basketball is a rhythm. It's 82 games is a rhythm. You got to get in your rhythm, your bag. You're right, Big Lex. You're right, Big Lex. You're 100% right. He's gonna have them locked in. That's a sign of a good coach. Because Vogel confidence wavered. Vogel wasn't in position to steal confidence to THT and think. Trevor Lane, what up, bro? Vogel wasn't in position to steal confidence. So you got coach, you got players that THT put in that work. He got that contract. He wanted to prove. I think he was forcing it. I think the thing is THT failed to realize all he had to do is go out there and play. He wanted to make it so bad, like I got this contract now, but I'm gonna live up to my contract. And a lot of NBA players say that. They say when they get their contract, some of them wants to live up to their contract and they overdo it. You got to let the game come to you, especially if you're not a guy that you guarantee minutes. And TNT minutes always is erratic. The substitution patterns always nothing consistent was with THC his whole time in LA. Like I can't go to the game, but THC gonna play like 20 minutes a game. And he come in, and then he may be the first man off the bench today, and then the next game he may be the third guy off the bench. Like it's too much. Norm, you look at any team. So when they first substitution come in, Lou Williams is in that game. Everybody know when that whistle go, when they make the team make their first substitution, Lou Williams coming in that game. Jordan Clarkson coming in that game. You know your role already. You start looking at the clock, you're like, I'm about to come in. So now you start doing this. TC don't know. He may come in the first quarter today. And tomorrow he may come in like 10 minutes left of the second quarter. You don't know. It's no Lakers. And how many Lakers have more lineup changes than anybody? Every player on the Lakers started. Think about that. Stanley Johnson started for the Lakers. Austin Reeves started. THT. Everybody who played for the Lakers started. Dwight Howard started games for the Lakers. DeAndre Jordan started game for the Trevor Ariza started for game for the Lakers. Malik Monk. Everybody who played for the Wendell Gabriel, I think, started for the Lakers too. Everybody started played for the Lakers started. So that tell you right there, it's too much of this. Too much. Just too much. Things have to calm down, settle in, and come go back to real basketball, man. They got to go back to real basketball, man. They have to. Real scouting. We'll get this player, forget all that fan. Oh, your fan favorite. Oh, this and that. And overrating guys. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We ain't giving you no flowers because you half-ass and we just no. You better go out and ball out. Raymond Benjamin was good. Exactly. He real big on film. Big Lex, you're right. He's real big on film. He's real big on film. And film sometimes show you, just like a picture. Like you may think like, oh man, like this. You take a picture and you see your stomach hanging, that picture and stuff is reality. And you go back on film and you be on film and they showing you and you look, you be like, damn. Like that's why I'm mad at Rondo, man. Rondo big on film. Rondo is big on film. I'm pissed off at Rondo, man. I really wanted Rondo to be part of that coaching staff, man. I really did. I think Rondo would have been a tremendous coach, man. Exactly. See, but I think, look what you just said. Another 4 to 5 years, that's a long time. Because Rondo, I don't know if he's going to get picked up by a team this year. At best, he's going to be a coach next year. I don't know if he's going to, this year probably been his last year. At best, last year, next year is going to be his last year. Now with this thing, it's going to take a while. Because the stuff they said he was saying. Y'all see the stuff they say he was saying to his kids? They saying his kids act like a girl. He's soft, like talking against the kids, pulled the gun out. Like I don't know if it's true, but I'm just saying. They say he treat his kids real bad, talk to them like that. Um, he look how he act. He's a boy. He shouldn't be acting like that. And they don't want to hear that type talk. I understand sometimes you come from you want to toughen these boys up. You know what I'm saying? And they said the kid's scared of him. Like you don't want. And then he always had like a little. You already saw that fiery stuff in him, so it's not like gonna be hard to believe. Now, exactly, innocent proven guilty, but that's not what I'm saying. Innocent proven guilty. What? Now I don't believe everything. But the point is, it's not the point if I believe everything. Not the point if you believe everything. Think like this: the Lakers wanted Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd case was a little bit older, right? It wasn't fresh. They didn't hire Jason Kidd as a head coach because they didn't want that smoke. Rondo thing is fresh. No team. I'm not saying if he right or wrong, but the point is they not just gonna do it. The Lakers wanted Jason Kidd back. Thank you. Public opinion is on another level. Thank you. That's just what it is. Public opinion is on another level. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. That's the thing right there. Is how they view it. Lakers wanted Jason Kidd. It is that they told Drake wait 1 year. They didn't know they was gonna win the first year. Vogel won. They still was hoping. But they couldn't just get rid of Vogel like that. Have Vogel probably play coach real bad. Let's say in February that year, before the pandemic came, they probably would have made a move. Then we don't know, but they really wanted Jason Kidd. Kidd was over 20 years. That's what I'm saying. His case was old, but they just it brings it up every now and then. They played the cold role, but the thing is, same way with Chauncey Billups. You're right, Memphis said the same thing with Chauncey Billups. But my thing is this, man. My thing is this. Like you're right, same thing, Chauncey Billups. But my thing is this with the Lakers. If you want to hire Jason Kidd and it's an old case for assistant coach, what's the difference as a head coach? You still hired him. I know it's a big difference. You're the head coach. But that's what I said. Sometimes you have to look at the case and say, don't worry about the public pushback. You got to sometimes stand in front of things, black man. Forget that. You know what I mean? And let him defend himself. Same with Mark Jackson, exactly. That public opinion with these organizations is big. We might not care about it, but they do. They do, man. And that's the thing. These guys got them, man. They had to, man. The Lakers, I just want them to continue doing things the right way. Get the right players, man. Don't look for no gimmicks. I don't want to see no gimmicks, man. I don't care if somebody's from Los Angeles. I don't care. Oh, we're gonna pick him because he went to UCLA. Oh, let's pick Johnny Juice because he went to UCLA, and you might feel this player is better. If you feel that player is better and this player is a better player than him, don't pick him like, oh, because he went to UCLA. We're not doing that, man. We're not doing that. We're not picking no players. Now, I don't think you're gonna pick an all-black coaching staff. I don't think you're gonna do that. See, if you do that, you see the thing is, and the whole thing called politics, and not only politics is he gotta be careful with that because you don't want to open them doors because they're gonna look at it. See, he can't do it. He not. It's gonna be a couple white guys. You can't do that because you can't say on one hand you want diversity and you got 8 black coaches. If you look at every staff got a black person. Some have women now. It's like 3 organizations got women, and every coaching staff and every team in the NBA has a black assistant coach. He cannot do that. If he have an all black staff, he ain't gonna hit the end of it, and if he lose a job, he can forget about it. He can't do that because you can't preach diversity, and now you got 8 openings. It's one thing too. Now it's one thing like how back in the day it used to be 3 coaches. It'd be the head coach, the offensive coach, and defensive coach. The head coach and your 2 assistant coaches, right? Then you have the trainer. That's different. Okay, you get two assistant coaches, but 8 to 10. Some of these staff have 8 to 10 coaches, and you can't tell me you ain't found not 1 or 2 qualified white coaches. He cannot do that. X-ray. He can't. He can't. Yeah, they ain't looking at. They're not looking at that. Yeah, That's the thing. He can't. It wouldn't come off right. They look at his whole down number of black people on his coaching staff. That's why, like, even back in the days when NBA, when it was like real very little of white players, when it was 12-man roster, the NBA encouraged team to pick a white guy. At least have, like, if you got 11, back then it was 12 players on the team. If you have 11 black guys, at least have a white guy, a white center, somebody. At least have at least one white guy because you got these corporate people, all these people paying money. They want to see somebody looks like them on a basketball court. That's why they encourage they just encourage teams to pick a white guy back in the days. The NBA was like high, like 80% blacks. It definitely caused drama. You can imagine that look. Coach, you look back, you see, you picture this, you see this. Automatically, that joint, you can hit, and picture you see this, right? Darvin Ham, Rasheed Wallace, uh, Phil Hanley, Quentin Crawford, Rondo. I'm just throwing names out there. Uh, let's just say Ben Wallace. Uh, who else? Ron Artest. I'm just throwing some names out there. Michael Cooper. Let's say he brings him back. Um, Adrian Griffin. They'd be like, and they say, okay, Byron Scott is the shooting coach. They would not like that. That will be a problem. I guarantee you have at least two. You can't like because and it will be hypocritical. You can't say we want diversity and then you find like it's gonna be tough. I like Steve Clifford. I think he'd be a good assistant coach. He said that'd be fire. My boy said that'd be fire. He said they want no smoke with the Lakers. Yeah, but you gotta have diversity. They got I think the Lakers don't have they have to have a mix. They got to have white coaches too. You got to. You got to. Because if you want to keep the thing going, you got to have some white coaches. You have to. You're going to have probably like two or three of them. You got to have that. What Portland coach on the bench, X-Ray? What Portland coach on the bench? Yeah, oh shit. I don't know, it's 6:30. I gotta go train my son in basketball. I'm gonna train him, I'm gonna work out. Train him. So oh yeah, man, Elder's supposed to have a shooting contest. I'm gonna call him, see if he wanna do something. I'm about to go to the park now and work my son out in basketball, train him. So I want you guys to hit that like button, subscribe. Oh, Terry Stotts. Oh, Terry Stotts. I think he may be a head coach. I think he may go to Utah Jazz. Big Lex, Memphis 10. See you later, everybody, man. My boy written Fryland was good. I need everybody X-ray. Yeah, start with the early fundamentals. That's right. That's all I do. All that dribbling and all. Nah, gotta be the right way, man. Gotta be toughness. I teach them toughness, and while we did, like you got to play with that heart, man. Without the heart, you nothing. You ain't gonna go for so far. Mid range, exactly. Yeah. So let me hurry up because it's 6:30, and these other kids be in the park. Yeah, Frank Vogel got interviewed. Yup. I like Frank Vogel get that job. I need you guys to like, subscribe. If y'all haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It's only gonna get better. So tomorrow the Kareem Elder show will be tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.